Hello everybody, this is Celesta Matthews and today we are going to see a Java program wherein we will be simulating the DFA. That is, we'll be entering into the program the transition table as the input, and we'll be giving a string, and with the help of this program we can determine whether this string is acceptable or not by that particular language. Okay, so we'll see the code. So so first I have taken the scanner, that is util.scanner, so that I can get the input. I have asked for the number of states and stored it into number of states variable. Next is the number of variables and stored it into number of variables. And next is the final state, and I have stored it into a string. Okay. After that we have the creation of the transition table. For the transition table, what I have done is I have taken the whole table as the input. That is, I have created the square braces, two-dimensional array, and the size of these arrays will be the number of rows will be equal to number of states plus 1, and number of columns will be equal to number of variables plus 1. So you can see that the number of variables over here are 2, but we have 3 columns over here, and similarly we have 4 states, but we have 5 rows over here, so I have just increased it by 1. And after that we are running a loop in order to take the input from the user, and we take the string also, that is the input string from the user. After that what we have done is we have set the flag. Now this flag is to check whether the string is accepted or it is rejected. At the last, after that you have your string count, that is, it is there to read each and every input symbol from the string. So what I have done is I have stored the input string into IP, which is a string, and using this int count as reference, I will be traversing through that string using char@, function. After that we have the character char-c, that means whatever string we are reading, each and every character of that string is stored into your char-c. And the state is equal to 1. This means state variable denotes the current state, that is the index of the current state. Okay, suppose here we have A, B, C and D. So the index of the current state will be 1. After that, if we get A, that means it goes to B, correct? Now when it goes to B, your index, the state variable will change to 2. Okay, so it's used for that. After that, we have current state, which will store the current state, that is the string like A, B, C or D, whatever it is. Now at the end, when we traverse the whole string, if my ending string, that is if my current state is equal to D, that is my final state, then that means that the string is accepted. That's how it works. So what I have done over here is I have run a loop, that is starting till the string count reaches the end of the whole string. After that I have read the first character from the input and I have stored it into C. I have printed the string count also. After that what I have done is my variable is set to 1. That means 1 is this column and 2 is this column. Okay, so first I will be starting from here. So every time I run this loop, my variable will be set to 1. That means checking will always start from this first column. Now I have run another loop, that is till my variable is less than or equal to number of variables. So when I am over here, I do not find any match, and then next I move on to the next one. I am over here and I do not find any transition for that particular string. Now that means when this count reaches the end, it means that there is no transition for that particular input that you have given, and so it means that my string has to be rejected. So what I have done, I have run this loop. Now after that I have checked if my variable is greater than the number of variables. That means when I increment my variable value, if it goes beyond this 2, that means that there is no match, and so I set the flag to 1, and then if my flag is 1, I say that the string is rejected. Now we'll see how we can match the transitions. The first part is with my if statement. If tran, that is the transition table, 0th row and the variable column, a variable is set to 1. That means my 0th row is this and first column is this. That means A. A dot compare to character dot toString C. This is how you convert a character to string. Okay, so I have compared the input string as well as my first variable. If these two matches, then you go inside. If whenever you go inside, this means that you have found a transition for that particular element, correct? Now whenever you go inside, you have to change your current state as well as your state value. Okay, in order to change the current state, I will just say transition table, that is my array tran at state comma variable. That means my state value over here, earlier value was 1. That means in the first row and variable, that is I have 1 over here. So first row, first column is my B. That means my current state becomes B. After that, I have run a loop so that I can find out if my state, find out the index of that particular state, and I have stored it into state. Okay. After that, once this whole thing is over, this means that I have found the transition. If I have found that particular transition in this column, then I need not check this column. So what I do is I give a break, then I increment the variable value. If in case my value does not match, that means the variable value has to be incremented so that I can check for the next, compare with the next variable actually. Okay. After that, I have printed the current state and my string count also is increased. Now, if my flag is 0 and my current state is equal to the final state that I entered, this means that my current state and my input string both end at the final state. It means that it is accepted. So now let's see the execution of the program. I'll run it. Okay, it's asking me to enter the number of states, that's 4. Number of variables are 2 and the final state is D. Okay, now I have to enter each and every value. Now this is the first column which has to be entered empty, so I'll just enter anything. Now is A, then B. Coming over to the next row, I have A, B and A. Next row is B, B and C. Next row is C, B and D. Next row is D, B and A. Now I have to enter the string. So I'll enter A, B, B. So now you can even see the transitions over here. That is the string entered. The first string is A. Now the current state has changed to B because I am in the first state and my transition for A is found, and so I have to go to B. That is my next state. Now my current state becomes B. That means I am in the second row. After that, the string read is again A. So B, if B has a transition of A, then it has to go to B itself. So my current state is again B. Now after that, I get a B. From my B state, I get a small b, so I have to go to C. So my current state becomes C. After that, the last character, that is B. On C, if I have a transition for B, then I have to go to D. Okay, that means my current state becomes D and the string is accepted. So I hope you understood the program. Thank you.